Oh dear Lord, getting into Instagram is so depressing. Now I've just seen another breakup. Jesus Christ. When will these shenanigans end and we can finally discuss things that matter? But I started reading Rollo Tomasi a long time ago, and the whatever rational male. I started reading his series a long time ago. So he had always written about this cycle of a boss babe, or these chicks who call themselves boss ladies, that in the prime of their sexual market value, SMV, in the prime, that's when they are riding the carousel with high value men. And then once that point starts dipping, then what they do is they get somebody purely for genetic appropriation, just to procreate, call him a sperm donor, nice guy, looking guy, what. That's just for the sperms, for the genetic appropriation, because they want to take care of their offsprings. And then afterwards, now they will look for a simp with resources to take care, because now the priorities shift from now the good looks, and now the priority shifts to provision. So those whatever kids they get, eventually somebody is going to take care of them. There is no shortage of simps in especially this country. You're seeing all these Yamune wankers who are being appointed every week. Those guys, the ones they see, they can drop money, because one of the criteria of being appointed as a Yamune sycophant is, number one, is just to go and primitive acquisition. So these guys will always be liquid. That cycle, there is no shortage of simps in this dreaded Republic of Kenya. But I digress. I wanted to come back to this comment you're seeing up here, where anytime we start discussing about good governance and how we can elect good people, we are always bombarded with that same narrative that, oh, we will never learn. We will never learn. Look at Kenyans. And first of all, because numbers don't lie, you need to understand that 8 million Kenyans boycotted the elections. 8 million Kenyans, going by the numbers that were produced by IEBC. And these are numbers which were done after the voters' roll was cleaned up by one of these audit firms, one of these corrupt audit firms. So 8 million Kenyans boycotted elections. 4 million Kenyans did not even register because of the voter apathy. Because voter apathy is heavily promoted in the media, because they want they don't want this cluster of humans to even be part of the civic process. They don't want to be part of the electoral process. So they create all these, they hyper amplify all these images of violence. Like now you'll see these stories of DCI and the people who were there, they were tear gassed and whatever. So everyone who would want to be part of the electoral process becomes repulsed, because now you assume that that's a majority, while 8 million Kenyans did not vote and 4 million did not even register to vote. So why, if you are there, you are interested in the electoral process, if you're interested in the politics of the country, why then can't you take the unusual step of changing your message on your social media? If you're aspiring to be an MCA, an MP, or whatever, why can't you stop then focusing on these idiots who voted for either side of the political divide, who are antagonizing each other? Why don't you now tweak your messaging to reach to these people who boycotted the elections, these people who did not even register? And then there'll be a new consignment coming in from high school every year. There's probably 1 million more new voters who are being integrated into the electoral roll. So why can't you preach to those ones? Must you preach to these idiots who have been beholden by their media, the ones who listen to Kameme and Inoro and they watch Citizen at 9, the idiots who watch, those old bastards, the ones who start watching news at 7, news at 9. Though you can't change those idiots. Those are old bastards. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. These are idiots. You remember those women who are singing, Togo kiratene, you can't change those bastards. You understand? So why are you so obsessed about those ones who made the wrong voting decisions instead of preaching to these ones who are already disillusioned, who are already done with the, because they knew, because IEBC is a corrupt outfit, which is why you are seeing Chebukati's wife is being rewarded for implementing. Number one, the elections was won because they had blocked a lot of competition. So what you had on the election day were not choices, they were options. So you are choosing between two rotten eggs. Either way, you are gonna die from consuming either. So why can't you, in light of that knowledge, in light of all of these impeccable and empirical evidence presented to you, Chebukati's wife has been given an appointed, and you think that this was a free and fair election? So knowing that, then you understand that IEBC was part of the rigging machinery, but the rigging probably did not even start at the Tallying Center. They had already blocked a lot of people. They had already bombarded these images of violence and politics, and everyone who has nothing to offer in politics gets promoted in the mainstream media, and they then repulse potential voters. That's the apathy. Voter apathy now is promoted by the mainstream media and even international media, that, oh, Kenyans don't like voting because they are already fashioning your thinking for you not to be part of your own electoral process. Foreigners and local media alike. So knowing that, why then can't we all make a concerted effort to ask Kenyans to make sure they, number one, they register as voters, number two, on the voting day they vote, so that we can't keep on this cycle of complaining that Kenyans make poor electoral choices. Already the numbers have shown us that 12 million Kenyans did not participate in the last election. If they did, perhaps we'd be giving a different story today. So this comment that you're seeing here, this is somebody who has already believed the narrative. He has bought the narrative. He is now selling it. Sometimes subconsciously. Most of the time, these are people. When I see the comments, you see this is somebody who has been paid. Normally, I block them. Now, I'm no longer blocking them. At least I'm taking time to understand people and their stupidity. What you do is, Kenyans don't vote badly. It's just a small section of idiots. These are idiots who listen to the media. They are brainwashed by religion. They can't help themselves. They are an old generation of bastards. Anyone over 50, first of all, you shouldn't be talking to them. Anyone over 50, these are the boomer generations. The boomer generations have been a real letdown. They are going to die, and they are leaving us without anything. They are dying without anything. In fact, some of them are dying, and then they are asking us as young people, we raise money for them for medical bills and whatever. And they've left us no hospitals, no roads. They've left us like that. Can you imagine? They've left us completely desolate like that. And they still harbor the delusions that they want to influence the electoral outcome. They still want to purport to be influencing young people. And so we have a bunch of young idiots whose every weekend they are just following these old bastards to listen to their impotent, sterile, outdated advice. Instead of charting a new destiny for themselves, they are still beholden to the ways of, like now, I had given a write-up about how Cambridge Analytica, they were using the church to spread their propaganda, emotional blackmail, how Uhuru used and weaponized the church through Cambridge Analytica. And so these old bastards fall in that category. These ones, they call themselves Kikuyu Council of Elders, I don't know who. If you're still beholden to those, then you can't be helped. So why, if you are aspiring to be a leader anywhere in Kenya, why are you focusing on those people who make wrong electoral decisions? Why can't you preach to the new cluster of people who have already said, who have already shown by their disgust, by their boycott, that they are not aligned with any of these political factions? Why can't you talk to them? Must you focus? Must you be so obsessed with these other idiots who listen to Kameme Inoro, who listen to the corrupt clergy? Must you be focused on them? No. So stop all the time weighing or dumbing down conversations with such rhetoric. It's almost like you're trying to discourage us from having these conversations. No. Grow up, use your head, don't use your diab to think.